Welcome to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from Sugar Hill, Georgia. Here with my co-host, Mr. Jason Allen. It is, what's today? Monday. It's January 6th, year of our Lord, 2020.
Episode 13 for you.
2020.
Episode
now listen,
13.
Y'all know good and well we're going to have more than 13 shows.
It's episode 13.
It's really like episode 600.
It's like the new season, Coach.
Yeah, we started counting after about 600 episodes.
Yeah. Because we figured
like
that was warm-ups. All the other ones was warm-ups.
Yeah, it's about episode 613. So, but anyway, for you, those of you, a lot of y'all like Terry, our best guest out there, and Miss Peavy, who just joined. Mm-hmm. A lot of y'all know we've been doing this thing for a minute, so it's more than 13 episodes. So anyway, we're brought to you by the Playbook. Follow us on Twitter at Playbook Athlete.
Yes, sir.
My co-host, Mr. Jason Allen, in the building. Travis on the ones and twos.
Right.
I'll destroy him in a little bit. Y'all know that's part of the show. You know, and understand this.
Right.
That's why we call this Straight from the Hip. This show is not scripted. We don't sit and say, well, Travis, you going to say this, and then I'm going to jump in and talk about your mama. We don't do that.
Right.
So like I said, just whatever happens, happens. We talk about your daddy all the time. I don't know why we want to talk about your mama.
Brad in here. Brad, we were just talking about you.
Brad's in the building. We talking about you. It wasn't good, but we talking about you.
Also, check out the Playbook Network for another segment of Why I Grind. With I think it's Caden Ellis. I think the gentleman's name is. Yeah, the baby you told me that why I grind with Caden Ellis.
Yeah. Oh, you put that on?
I'm just saying, just check it out on my Playbook.
I sent a video out today, and bless his heart. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay, so how was your New Year? How did you break in the New Year?
I broke in the New Year like I have for the last probably 10 years. Okay. With my eyes closed.
Oh, you were praying?
When the clock struck 12, I was knocked out.
He was catching Z's.
And it didn't have anything to do with alcohol, because everybody who knows me knows I'm not a big time drinker.
Right.
I can't do it anymore, and I don't mind that. So I'm in my prime, like I told you. Prime, you know the definition of prime?
No, explain it.
Means I'm still young enough to be able to stay up and run with the best of them.
Oh, yeah?
Understand that. But I'm old enough and wise enough to know better. Folks, we got a lot to talk about today, so we about to go ahead and just dive into it. I was thoroughly entertained. I think
the only downside this week was Wentz not playing the full game, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
I think it was the second time there were 2 overtime games in the wild card round in the history of the NFL.
Okay. So, there you go. There you go.
I guess Travis. Remember back in the day we brought in Travis to be the stat guy?
I know.
And ever since then, he ain't never brought a damn stat.
He ain't got a stat on.
Since then, I ain't brought a goddamn.
Yeah.
Thank you, Travis.
Yeah.
That felt refreshing.
Over there surfing the net.
Yeah.
Watching
wrestling.
Watching
wrestling, that's all.
I know. Trying to see what's going on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Ain't brought a damn stat since he joined the show. Come on. So before we start in the playoffs, let's go ahead and start with fan versus coach.
Okay, come on.
And we're going to start off with the Cowboys' newly elected head coach, the great Mike McCarthy.
Okay.
Now, I personally think it's a good hire. Okay. You know why I think it's a good hire?
Why?
Because anything's better than clapping Jason Garrett.
There ain't no doubt about that.
So for me, I feel like you can only go up from here. So what was that, 8-8 this year?
Yeah.
So 9-7. Here you go, baby. You got one more better. Maybe Dak looks a little better.
Here's my thing.
Zeke Belly's still going to be out, so it's all going to be all good.
Here's my thing. We've talked about this before. There ain't a lot out there to choose from. Okay? If you saw today, Wade Phillips got let go too.
Yeah.
By the Rams.
Yeah.
They say Wade Phillips is 72 years old.
Absolutely.
And they say he will probably be picked up by somebody as a defensive coordinator. They said that Mike McCarthy hired Mike Nolan.
Yeah.
60-year-old Mike Nolan to be his defensive coordinator. Because once again,
49ers head coach.
Because once again,
don't remind me.
There aren't that many. There just aren't that many guys out there. Jack Del Rio came out of retirement.
Is with Ron Rivera.
With Ron Rivera to be his defensive coordinator. Because guys, there's just not that many people out there. Now, the Cowboys only interviewed 2 people for the job.
Yeah.
Marvin Lewis.
Yep.
Yeah. Boo.
And then Mike McCarthy. Now, here's my thing about it. We all know why they interviewed Marvin Lewis. They did that because of the Rooney Rule. Because they had to do a minority coach.
Yeah.
But what you don't know is, and what I do know is, because I see things that y'all don't see.
Oh, what you saw?
That was Jerry Jones thumbing his nose at the NFL about the Rooney Rule.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, we got to interview somebody black. Get the worst possible
gotta be the worst
in the world. Get him in here.
Steve Wilkes had a job
and let's interview him. So I'm telling you right
Jackson
now.
had a job at one
now.
point. There's a lot worse than
That's why I'm
Marvin
telling you
Lewis.
This is what I'm telling you. There needs to be an amendment to the Rooney Rule that if you interview Marvin Lewis, that does not count as a legitimate interview. It's immediately like a $500,000 fine and a suspension, take away a draft pick,
Hold on, coach.
Because that is thumbing your nose.
What you trying to say?
At the Rooney Rule.
You saying Marvin Lewis ain't black enough?
No, Marvin Lewis ain't anything enough. He ain't man enough.
Let's talk about Mike McCarthy.
What
do you think about the hire?
I think it's okay. I mean, I think it's mediocrity. I think there'll be a mediocre team. But right now, that's good for the Cowboys.
Right.
I mean, right now, the Cowboys are just trying to take it to the next level. You know what the next level is?
9-7?
Make the damn playoffs.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Get in the damn
playoffs. You
playoffs.
meant the literal next level.
The literal next level.
Okay.
How about just getting the playoff? Win your division. I mean, that's, to me, what would be expected.
Right.
Because, and hear me when I say this. The problem is Jerry Jones. I mean, Jerry Jones is the problem. Just like right now, I just saw on NBA, Bottom Line on ESPN, Mike McCarthy rumored to be the head coach. No formal announcement yet. Why does that always come out of Dallas? There is never a formal announcement. Does anybody know? Is it just me? Who was the guy? Greg Hardy. Remember Greg Hardy?
He punched somebody?
They found out that he beat his girlfriend senseless and this and that and everything, and all the women's rights people were calling for his firing.
Yeah.
All the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders said they were quitting. And what Jerry Jones said, well, let me evaluate it, and then we're gonna come back and make a decision.
Right.
At another time. I don't like to make brash decisions. Dude, I mean, it took him a week to decide to get rid of Greg Hardy. It can be the anything. Everybody knew they were going to re-sign Ezekiel Elliott. Everybody knew that.
Yeah.
But, we are evaluating the situation, and we're going to take a good, hard look. I mean, why? Why just say, listen, y'all know good and well, we're going to sign Zeke. Zeke's going to get his money. That's done.
I'm shocked that Zeke needed all that money because he only pays half price for his shirts.
Yeah, he should pay half price for him because they cut him all up and look like a fool when he wears men.
I hate Dallas,
okay.
So any hire that's a bad hire, I'm always going to say it's a good hire. Shout out to Dallas, ruining my childhood in the 90s. All right, Vikings beat the Saints. The biggest upset of the week in my eyes. And you know why I say it's the biggest upset of the week?
Why?
Because your boy said it. Y'all watched on this show 3 weeks ago. I said, what did I say, guys? I said, don't nobody want to play the Vikings in the first round of the playoffs.
I ain't gonna lie.
And Coach said, yeah, they do because they got Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I did.
And look who came in the clutch. Kirk Cousins threw that football to Kyle Rudolph.
You know who came in the clutch?
Like he was trying to get the ball away.
We're going to talk about that in a minute, but you know who came in the clutch?
Yeah.
The Viking defense. That's who came in the clutch. Just every terrible quarterback, Eli Manning, all these jokers like that, what saves them and prolongs their career is a great defense. You said it yourself. Joe Flacco, Peyton Manning when they won the Super Bowl, that Bronco defense was just Von Miller and all those guys. They were just stupendous. And that's what won that Super Bowl. So like you said, you can have mediocre over quarterback as long as you have a great defense. And that came into play.
Let's talk about it then. Let's really go into it that the Vikings defense stepped up. Is it time to have a real legitimate conversation about Drew Brees not showing up in the clutch in a lot of these playoff games? As much as we want to complain about last year, the bad call, we forget about the slant he threw in the dirt to Michael Thomas the play before the bad call. Yeah. Then let's not forget that the Saints did get the ball first in overtime. He got hit and got an interception in that, and that's how they lost. Like this game, the fumble, the pick. Like, are we going to start having a conversation that maybe Drew, because of his age, is not as clutch as we once thought he is?
First of all, we're not going to start having that conversation. Because I started having this conversation about 3 years ago when I told y'all it was time for him, Brady, Rivers, Big Ben, all of them that came out in that time frame to sit down somewhere. And now, me and everybody else, I'll be honest with you, I started losing respect for him a while back. And I told y'all, I said, dude, I don't think he can throw the ball 20 yards. They put in what's the name?
Taysom Hill
to throw the bomb.
Yeah.
Because Drew can't throw the bomb. And at the end of the day, I mean, he's not, and you can't expect him to be. What is it? 17, 15 years he been playing?
40-year-old quarterback.
I mean, guys, he needs to sit down somewhere.
Does this get the monkey off of Kirk Cousins' back for you?
No, not for me. It doesn't.
He made the catch throw to Thielen, the fade in the back. I mean, he made some throws in there.
Yeah, but he missed some throws too.
Well, I mean, so did Drew Brees.
I agree.
They'd have won that game.
I agree totally. No, I wouldn't have been. I'd be in the same position I am now. Because number one, Drew Brees had a fumble.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest boo-boo that he did.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it don't matter. You got to take care of the football. The offensive line didn't fumble the ball. Because bottom line is, there's a lot of bad offensive
making
lines
excuses
out there.
again, Coach. Don't get started. Calm down.
Can't fumble the ball.
Saints fans, do we need to just expel them from the NFL now?
No,
Can we get rid of Saints fans?
I am officially.
Are they going to sue the NFL again because it wasn't a pass interference call at the end?
I'm officially on this show making myself a Saints fan. But I'm gonna say this to y'all. I said before, referees can't really lose a game for somebody.
Yeah.
And they didn't lose the game, but that call at the end, that was clearly offensive pass interference.
Yeah, full extension.
Clear. I mean, I tell my receivers all the time, we do what's called a chicken wing. Watch this. When you are in this situation and you're a receiver, the way you create space is keep your hand on your own body and chicken wing. And that gives you enough separation. And as long as I tell them this, anytime they see this,
flag.
They will call pass interference every time. Right. You won't have a chance.
Right.
Now, the argument is that I've heard, the other receiver, the defensive back had his hands on him, and they were doing this, that. That's fine. If that defensive back had his hands on him, do you know what you do? Call pass interference. Call pass interference on the defense and call it on the offense and replay it down because it's offsetting penalties. There are 2 penalties there, and you know what? That's okay because the bottom line is that as long as you allow them to do that, they're going to keep on doing it.
I just want to take a moment and say, if you watch that game, coaches gave more color commentary than Troy Aikman did that whole game.
Hell no.
Did I not say? What did I say again?
Not a bit.
Do we got to get the tape? I said.
Oh, we said this. Everybody
Coach,
did. We said this.
But this is before we knew who the matchups were. Did I not come in and say, don't nobody want to play the Titans first round of the playoffs because that dude Derrick Henry, he a lot.
But wait a minute. We talking about 2 different dudes. I thought you were talking about Tannehill. I thought that's what
well, that's my fantasy dude. Yeah, that's my fantasy dude. Much love.
Damn thing.
Much love to Tannehill.
Now, to that big old Mongolian out there running up and down, that big old man Dingo run up and down that field. Yeah. He gets all the love in the world.
All right, then let's go to it. Is it Brady's age or is the lack of weapons around Brady that is affecting his play?
I got news for you. That's a great question.
Yeah.
And I got a great answer.
Yeah.
It's both. Good in some instances.
Jerry said the Patriots lost because they couldn't spy on Tennessee.
They lost because they couldn't tackle that big old monster. That's why they lost.
So I would also want to talk about a moment in the game where Mike Vrabel out Belichick with the 2-minute move.
Okay.
Long story short, he knocked off 2 minutes of the clock by using a strategy of delaying games and letting the clock tick without having to run the play.
But why would you say he out Belichick? I mean, he basically
most coaches don't
did what Belichick does.
Well, that's what
he imitate, but that ain't out Belichick. My thing is this. Now, if he had come up with some other little rule book,
right,
cranny or whatever, okay, he out Belichick.
Okay.
But all he did was imitate, which is what a lot of people do, is imitate Belichick. I mean, and I don't have any problem with him doing that, and I think it's a great move, don't get me wrong. Now, Vrabel, did he do a good coaching job? Damn right he did. Did he study and has he studied his mentor? And absolutely, there's no doubt about it. But let's just keep it all in perspective because Vrabel ain't going to be on no Mount Rushmore coaches when it's all said and done. Trust me.
But speaking of bad coaching, let's go to Titans versus Bills. Can Bill O'Brien keep winning in spite of his terrible coaching?
No, because they're not that good of a football team. And Bradley Roby's on that team, and I love Bradley. Bradley's like my child. They're just not that good of a football team. And so at some point, you're going to need good coaching if you want to keep staying alive.
Right.
And they don't have, in my opinion, that good of a coaching staff.
So is this Deshaun Watson's Doug Collins? And I say this in the sense that when Michael Jordan first started, he had Doug Collins as his head coach.
Absolutely.
And I'm going with Dabo said when he was, he
could be Michael Jordan in football.
And I mean, if any game did not show that this Sunday or Saturday, showed that fact because that team was dead in the water.
Yeah.
And I probably have never seen the quarterback outside of maybe Vince Young, Texas versus USC, take over a game so efficiently.
He did.
Than what we saw for Watson. Now, it did help that Josh Allen was wetting the bed left and right.
Yeah,
that's still true. Watson, I don't know. I just had never seen nothing like that in the NFL level.
Because at the end of the day, some of the plays that he made, you'll see that play where both of those guys hit him.
Yeah. And
he stayed up and then completes a dime and throws a bullet pass as he's being hit by the third guy. Right. I mean, that's a once-in-a-lifetime play. I mean, that was crazy what he did on that particular play. Now, will he be able to do that again this week? Hell no. I mean, because like I said, that's a once-in-a-lifetime deal right there. And, I mean, that only happens. It just, they hit him perfectly, hard enough on each side to keep him up.
Right.
And then, don't get me wrong, great athlete, he was able to maintain his balance. But that only happens every now and then.
Just real quick, off top of the dome, with no mention of a coach or a team around them, would you take Mahomes or would you take Deshaun Watson right now?
I take Mahomes right now.
Oof.
I still take Mahomes.
Seahawks and Eagles. What makes Russell Wilson so special? Speaking of special quarterbacks, what makes Russell Wilson so special?
Well, I mean, let's talk about what's on the inside first. The man is a competitor. I mean, he has a complete passion for the game, and he plays the game the right way. I mean, one of these ladies was showing this clip after the game. Not anything during the game. After the game, how he went over and saluted the other coach and said, "Hey, good game. Hey man, I respect you. Great job. That kind of thing." Just his demeanor. I mean, the way he carries himself. So that's the Russell Wilson on the inside because it's really all about the game.
Right.
I mean, it's about the game football, and I think he has a true love and a true passion for the game, and it shows by the way he plays. So that's number one. As far as on the outside, he's smart, he's intelligent, he normally takes care of the football, doesn't fumble it, doesn't throw it around, doesn't, makes good decisions, throws the ball away, and he's a student of the game.
Well, I will tell you this. I'm excited about next week, and we're going to go into next week's games. We're going to bring out Boostradomus. He's going to predict the next week's games.
I got it.
I'm excited because, I've been talking up that Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers beef. Well, I think about the cook, boy.
I can't wait.
And I hope it ain't an Impossible Burger because I want some real beef.
I can't wait.
I want some real side-eye glances from Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. I want some, passive aggressiveness from Russell Wilson. I want it all next week.
You gonna get it.
I wanted just that sideline camera just fixate on Aaron Rodgers every time Russell make a play.
That's good. You gonna get it.
All right, so
are we taking a break?
We're gonna ride on through to the 8:30 break.
Half-hour break.
So Boostradomus. We're gonna. So Coach prides himself on that he always gets it right.
Oh yeah,
that's what he tells us.
Yeah, I didn't get it right with Minnesota now.
Yeah. Oh well.
I admit that.
But somebody on this show
I didn't get that right.
Because somebody did.
Yeah.
So. We know Brady's not going to retire, but where is he going to play next year?
He's still going to be there. He'll be there.
New England?
Yeah, they keep him there for one more year. Because, they can't. Even Robert Kraft, he'll go ahead and take that losing season next year or whatever because they ain't going to make it. I mean, they're not going to. He doesn't have it anymore. And I wish,
Him and Jameis, huh?
No, he got to come back.
Breeze, how many more years does Breeze have?
He'll go one more too. Ball as good as anybody. And as long as he can do that, they'll because look at Michael Thomas. He doesn't catch about 15-yard balls. That's his job. Yeah. And look at Edelman. Edelman catches
same thing,
6-7-yard balls and a bunch of them from Tom Brady. So it's effective and it works. You gotta have better defense though. Mediocre quarterback. Yeah. Gotta have great defense because there's gonna be a lot of 3 and outs.
All right, Vikings versus Niners. Who you got?
Oh, I'm going with the Niners.
The Niners gonna beat the brakes off the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm going with the Niners. For sure. I'm just telling you that should be a. But again, and the Niners came in. I'm gonna say the Vikings came in this game with a chip on their shoulder because they said just like me and Jason sitting right here now saying they don't have a chance, and they came with a chip on their shoulder and showed everybody, well, we can play football too.
Right.
And they gonna take that chip with them because if I'm their head coach, I'm like, hey. Same thing, guys. Everybody saying that. Look at these 2 fools on straight from the hip right here. They ain't give you no. Everybody watching the show. Don't take it lightly. Everybody watching this show. So I guarantee you out there right now.
We
Like,
got a large crowd in Minneapolis.
Watch that right there. I'm telling you.
Titans versus Ravens.
Oh, Ravens. As much as I hate to say it, they ain't better. Now, this will be a fast game. So don't go anywhere. It's going
to be a lot of running the ball.
It's going to be a lot of running the ball.
Texans versus Chiefs.
Oh, my God. I hate this game, really.
Yeah.
And I actually called Bradley. Well, I called Bradley and fussed at him about dropping him during 2 interceptions.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the
game,
I told him, I said, dude, understand, I really want to come, but I can't come up to Kansas City in that cold. It's gonna be out there. You get to be my age. You can't be in cold weather cities like that. You got to stay with some heat.
So you taking
Kansas City?
Okay.
Kansas City.
Seahawks versus Packers.
Ooh, Seahawks.
Oh yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks.
I'm going with the Seahawks.
I'm taking Niners, Ravens. I'm going to take the Chiefs, but I do not feel comfortable about it. Yeah, and I'm going to take the Seahawks.
Yeah, well, feel comfortable about that one. You can feel comfortable about it.
We'll take our break, and then once we come back from the break, we are going to have the immaculate, the nonstop, the minute that everybody waits for every single week.
Yep.
Taking a minute with Travis.
Yep.
I just don't know anything about music, do I?
No, you don't.
No. Okay.
I mean, we get some Conway Twitter. Find some Conway Twitter on there.
I'm not doing that to my phone. I ain't gonna let that stuff get in my phone.
Get some Conway Twitter, some Dolly Parton, something like that for Travis. Get Travis some excitement.
Listen to any of that.
Let him dance something. Reba McEntire. Get some Reba on there.
Reba? Okay,
yeah. What's that other lady's name? Shania Twain.
He loves Shania Twain.
That's
his shit there.
I knew it, but I would hit something. Oh, yeah, now. Shania now. Hey, now you talking there, buddy. Now you're talking right there, partner. There we go. I knew it would take long to hit Travis and do the nerve over there. Bless y'all. Go on with your minute.
All right, hold on.
Get him, Jay. Get your clock, please.
And your minute officially starts now.
Okay, so wanted to just talk about.
I can't wait.
No, you can't.
Yeah, just talk.
New Year's Day, we had 4 bowl games. And I am just a little disappointed in the fact that the NCAA, whoever makes the decision of how many bowl games there are in a day, are only giving us 4 bowl games on New Year's Day. When I grew up, there was always 6, 7 bowl games, and now there were 4, and I was just highly disappointed. I wish they would go back, have multiple, more than four bowl games. There used to be 2 bowl games at 11, 2 at 1 o'clock. The Rose Bowl.
How you gonna watch 2 games?
They did it back. They did it back 10 years ago.
No. They might have had to. They didn't watch 2 at the same time.
And the way you have a split screen, and which we have the technology to do that. So I wish they would go back to more than 4 bowl games.
That's it.
Okay, let me say this. First of all, as bad as these bowl games are, they don't need to have no more. Please.
I'm not saying add more bowl games and just put more on January the 1st.
I know. I don't care. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see them. Just like the one that's on tonight. What is it? The Tax Slayer, broke ass bowl. I don't know what they call it. If you broke and need some money, then Tax Slayer can help you, honey.
We'll talk about the game that you want to sponsor, the national championship.
Yeah, so
come on.
So we do have the national championship game a week from today. Everyone better be watching this, not the national championship game, because it's at 8 o'clock. So watch us. So of course, national championship game is a week from today. So we're just gonna start off right off the bat.
Come on.
Who do you have winning and why?
I mean, I'm gonna take LSU, but I'm gonna take it in a lot. It's not gonna be a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. I think it'll be a 10 at the most point game. Might be a score and a half, if you will. A touchdown and field goal kind of a game. But I think it might even be closer than that. But I am going to take LSU. And y'all know I'm an SEC guy. So I'm going to take LSU. Now, do I think that there's going to be a very physical football game? I think that, and there's some things we'll talk about here in a few minutes, some over-under stuff, whatever. But I think that Trevor Lawrence is going to have a big game. I think that ATN is going to have a big game. And I don't think that everybody who thinks that LSU is just gonna totally humiliate and it ain't gonna happen. I'm telling you that right now.
I am also going with LSU. Of course, I'm not picking Clemson. I'm a Carolina fan. I can't pick Clemson, but I do think LSU is the better team. I think their defense is just going to be able to. There's no way I'm taking Clemson. Again, I'm a Carolina fan. I'd take every other team in the world over.
I'm taking Clemson.
Jason's taking Clemson, of course. He's hating on me.
Yeah. Cause I need to beat you somewhere, and I'm gonna beat you right there.
We both believe in God. Dad both believe in God, and I do too. So I'm taking Clemson.
Okay. Yeah. Go Tigers. Okay. So the Tigers are gonna win. And yes, I know both teams are Tigers. That's the point.
Nobody cares. Let's go with this over.
Okay. The other one. Which coach do you think is gonna have the biggest impact and most important for the game?
Well, a lot of the stuff that the head coach, especially when you're talking about the head coach, like Ogeron doesn't make a single call. They don't
don't understand nothing he say.
He makes not a single call. They don't even let him decide whether or not they're gonna go for two, whether or not they're gonna go for it on fourth down. But he's a motivator.
Right.
He's a leader. He does all that. And I mean, so the impact that you will see of him as a head coach, you won't see. Because he's doing it now as a head coach. He's coming up with the schedule, when we're going to do this, when we're going to do that. That's all on him. He's doing all the motivational speaking every day, getting his team ready. That's why when you see a team go out there and they say, that team was not ready to play, that's straight on the head coach.
Yep.
Because that's what your job is. Because you got coordinators who are supposed to figure out the game plan, the X's and O's, the Jimmys and Joes, all that. They do that. What you have to do is make sure them Joes are getting rested. Whether you got to threaten them with curfew and do this, and go around, make sure everybody sleep when they're supposed to. All that. That's your job. Babysitter.
Take their swag bag away if they don't do what they say.
Whatever. But the bottom line is that that's your job as a head coach. Mm-hmm. So when he's getting them ready, he'll give the rah-rah speech before the game.
Okay.
He'll get a halftime speech, and the stuff that he does, we'll need to see. Now, during the game, he ain't making none of them calls. Ogeron ain't making one call. What happens is if somebody jumps off sides, he comes out, guess who talked to him? Ogeron. Yeah. Offense coordinator don't talk to him. He said, jump off sides again, take your scholarship. Whatever.
Feels very Saban-esque.
Whatever you got to do.
What do you think, Travis?
So it seems to me like you're hinting at Joe Brady, which is the offensive coordinator, because that's who I'm going with. Because his calls, he needs to put up a good game plan against a Clemson defense that is historically, been very good. Typically shows up good at big games, national championship games. They've been very good. I think he needs to have a good play, make good play calls. Joe Burrow, of course, never been in the situation. Most of LSU has not. Most of the players for Clemson have.
Yep.
So as a coach, Joe Brady needs to put his players in the right position by making the right calls to give them success.
Let me tell you this. You talked about the Clemson defense, so I'm going to touch on that for a minute. What LSU needs to do is they need to find some little wrinkle. Mm-hmm. Because Clemson did not handle the wrinkle well from Ohio State.
Right.
If you remember, Ryan Day came out, hurry up offense, this, that, and the other. Caught them one time like 13 men on the field, whatever. Yep. And that was a wrinkle that they were not prepared for. And Brent Venables was over there with his hands open in the air like, I don't know what to do right now.
Right.
And you could see that he had been unnerved by the wrinkle that they had put in. Mm-hmm. Figure out something that's going to unnerve them because Clemson was really shook. That's why I really blame that game on Day. Because, again, unlike most head coaches, he was calling the plays. And then all of a sudden he stopped. He stopped doing what he was doing to be successful, which was the hurry-up offense and all that.
Next segment, we're going to over and under. I got a few stats right here.
Come on.
Trevor Lawrence, over under 60 rushing yards.
Under. He didn't get that many rushing yards this time.
Over.
Have you ran past some brothers?
What'd I tell you? What I tell you about that? I got a different answer. Okay, we'll go over. That's fine.
They've been utilizing the run more and more while the season's going on.
He ain't gonna do it this year. This
I think he'll just get over 60. Okay. Joe Burrow, 2 touchdowns, over under.
I'm gonna go over with that.
I will also go over. I think he gets 3. So I will go
I'll
over.
go over with that.
Mike Davis said it'll be hard to find a wrinkle that will last 4 quarters.
That's true, but again, have you a couple wrinkles.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Let me tell you something, Mike. That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. As a youth coach, this is what I used to do. And this everybody in the league hates to play you. I said, why? He said, because nobody knows what damn offense you're going to run. that's how I like it. Because what I would do is that whatever offense we ran that week and we were successful, I would change it. And we run a different offense the first half of the game. So guess what I do at halftime when they're making all them changes and whatnot to now adapt to my offense? I go back to the offense I ran the week before. Because they be like, what the hell does Boo Mitchell do? Well, that's what I call good coaching. So like I said, you have to do things like that. So what I'm saying to you is, Mike, get a couple wrinkles in there. So you run one wrinkle the first half, and when they go into halftime, okay, when they come out in this set and they do this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to fix it, and blah, 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 blah. Well, now come out second half with something else.
Last one, under over 2 targeting calls in the game.
Oh, it'd be under. They ain't. Listen,
Agreed.
I'm just telling you, number one, these are two very well-coached teams. And so, like I said, for the most part, they won't be making those kind of hits and everything. But the physicality of the game, there might be one. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen is, when that one happens, the coach is going to be like, dude, I'm telling y'all keep your heads up, blah, 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 blah. Good coaching is going to keep them from doing that, and they won't do it anymore. So I'm going to say that's definitely
All right, let's go to the break.
You listen straight from the hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from Sugar Hill, Georgia Hill. My co-host right now at the moment, Travis Butler. Y'all take a good look, because he ain't going to be around here too much longer. Because next week when Jay's gone, I'm going to massacre Travis. I'm telling you that right now.
So where am I going?
We've been brought to you by the play. Oh, Jay's in the building now. Jason Allen's over here. He's on the 1s and 2s. He took over for Travis. Tigers all the way out here, Terry. Terry, our favorite fan out there, said Tigers all the way. So if Terry says, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all better bank it. Mike's her husband though, so between the two of them, y'all better watch them.
Which Tigers?
You know which one. You already know. The real Tiger. The real Tiger. Not Tony the Tiger. The real Tiger.
Tony the Tiger had his own bowl game, by the way. I don't know if you saw that.
I know he does. That's what I'm telling you. All them silly bowls.
Oh, my God.
It was called the Tony the Tiger Bowl.
I know. You making my point for me. That's just sad the way they done these bowl games.
So we're going to talk about, Jason called this segment Hungover Thoughts.
Come on.
So we'll kind of run through a few college football topics real quick. As most people probably know, Tua Tagovailoa announced that he is leaving the University of Alabama today.
What a shock.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
shocker.
yeah,
In a press conference at noon.
Yeah, like they were going to call a press conference for him to say he was coming back to Alabama.
Yeah. So, although Peyton Manning did, when he came back to Tennessee, they had a press conference for him to come back to Tennessee.
Peyton Manning.
I was just throwing it out there. So, does this make Tua with this announcement kind of diva-esque?
Well, he is Diva-esque. And let me say this. He's Diva-esque because, as usual, the media helps to make you that way. I mean, how else would the great Tua Tagovailoa, the guy who saved Alabama from Jalen Hurts, and went out there and threw this miraculous, I mean, all of that. He's had all of that for this long. Do you think they're going to stop it now? They're not going to stop it either when he gets in the pros. Whether it's good or bad, he will always get the fanfare because he always has. Because we anoint these kids from before high school sometimes. Oh, the 7th grade sensation. You know, even though the joker done stayed back or flunked 10 times, he's still in the 7th grade.
18 years old, he's in the 7th grade.
The 7th grade sensation out of San Diego, California. He can throw the ball 80 yards on and hit a fly sitting on top of a piece of watermelon. I mean, you just all kind of just anoint these people. Just anoint them. And social media, just like that what I sent you today. Oh, he get down. He grinding. The sad part about it is his mom and dad didn't know no better than to put that thing out there for the world to see. I mean, you know what? That's a home video that you just show the grandma and grandpa that, oh, look at him. Ain't he cute? He trying so hard. And that's what I'm trying to tell you.
20 pounds.
But what happens is we anoint these kids at an early age. We turn them into divas. And then we're mad when now when they're 12 is cute. Now when they're 16, 17 and acting like, their stuff doesn't stink. Now all of a sudden we mad at him. Oh, he's so arrogant. We made him that way. You the one that did. You started that mess a long time ago. You can't take it away now. I mean, it's like when you let a kid sass at you. Oh, but daddy, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Oh, look at her. She's so cute. I guess she told me something.
In time out.
It's no excuses.
Go say, you supposed to be back in time out. I didn't say get out. You and Jayla in time out.
Well, let me tell you this, Linda.
My name ain't Linda. So you sit right there in time out, little bad little girl.
No, let me tell you something.
No, don't tell me.
If I wasn't here, I would surely take a day off from you and then a day off from these kids. I'm around the classroom. I'm just done with you.
I'm done with you too, but you in time out.
Oh, let me tell you something, honey. This is not gonna leave.
You're gonna be in time out.
Oh.
That's why you in time out right now.
I think so.
I think so.
Well, when I get up out of town and go to bed, I will be glad to go home and enjoy the rest of my life.
It's like when you let a kid sass at you. Oh, but daddy, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Oh, look at her. She's so cute. I guess she told me something. Bull crap. You know what you do? Like, now, go over there and sit down somewhere. Don't you ever talk to me like that. Because when they get older, and now they sassy, it ain't cool. So stop that stuff from the beginning.
Go to the next topic.
Jerry wanted to know, do you think Tua and this hip problem will, prematurely affect his...
Somebody draft him in the first round. Somebody's going to get him because you know what? I know me, some of the quarterbacks that are out there, I'd rather take a chance on a bad hip Tua than a perfectly healthy Matty Ice. I would. That's me.
Gotta throw that in there.
I sure would. Or Cam Newton. Or I could go down a list of quarterbacks in the NFL that I would take a chance on, including the one at Buffalo with his dumb behind throwing the ball all over the field the other night and dropping the ball. And what's his name?
Josh Allen.
Who's the backup quarterback in
Buffalo?
Carson Wentz's backup. McCown.
Josh McCown.
McCown. Come on now. Did y'all see that quarterback performance by Josh McCown? I mean, seriously, I'm not joking. I'm being serious. I laugh and joke a lot. I'm being serious right now. I could have done better than that. What he did out there last night. Look, I'm telling you right now. If it's fourth down and the game is on the line, even I know to just get rid of the ball. I mean, the last thing I'm gonna do is be seen for the whole world to see. Going down with the ball with both arms around it. I mean, fumble the ball forward and hopefully one of your teammates will jump. Give yourself some kind of chance to win the game. What the hell was that? He's going down and actually has to cradles the ball, fumble it on purpose, and let one of your guys recover. Make the referee say, no, that's illegal. You can't fumble that ball forward and your guy jump on in there. So I'd have been like, oops. and just let the ball go. But let him intercept it and run it back for a touchdown. Anything. Give your guy a chance to make a play. I can't believe he went down with that ball like that. I mean, so yes, I would take Tua over half of the quarterbacks in the league right now. Hit Tua. Yeah, I'd do it.
Okay, so we're going to run these. We got a few more. We're just going to run them quick. Do you think Burrow is overrated as the top quarterback in the draft?
I do. But again, we've all done that. Everybody acts like, Joe Burrow is the next thing since sliced bread. You know who was the last thing was best since sliced bread?
Sliced bread.
Baker Mayfield. No, everybody was talking about Baker Mayfield. Oh, he's going to be a great pro. Oh, he extends the play. Oh, he has this laser arm. He's a combination of Brett Favre and Michael Vick put together. He can run and he can sling it. All that old foolishness over a mediocre quarterback. And now he's a terrible quarterback. Now everybody can't stand him. It's the same thing. This the guy that took the flag and planted it in the field, and everybody like, oh, well, he's the leader of our franchise. He is the face of our... An idiot. You put an idiot at the face of your franchise. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Could Chase Young be Mario Williams Part 2?
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing is about it. And I had to go back and research Mario a little bit and get my stuff together. Chase Young, to me, reminds me a lot of the guy out of Texas A&M, Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett.
Now, other than, throwing a helmet at somebody, swinging a helmet at somebody. But
Pittsburgh started.
I think that they, to me, are very similar players. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't think Miles Garrett was going to be a good pro. Miles Garrett's a good pro.
Yep.
I mean, Miles Garrett's a good, young defensive lineman, defensive end, whatever. Of course, he's suspended right now. We don't know when they're going to let him back in for the whole helmet incident and whatnot. But I would liken Chase Young to him. And I didn't think that he was going to have a very good career. But I do believe that Chase Young has a little bit more wiggle. That's the reason why I didn't think Miles Garrett was going to be able to do it, because Miles Garrett, to me, is more of a bull rusher. And I didn't know he had the wiggle and the hips to be able to, really get past these very tall, very strong, very long-armed defensive tackles. And that's why they make all the money they make. Or offensive tackles, I'm sorry. And so I didn't know if he could do that in the NFL, because he was just overpowering people in college. Because he's just so much bigger and stronger, more physical than everybody. But Chase Young has a little bit more wiggle now. But I'm going to tell you who Chase Young reminds me of more so than anybody is Vic Beasley. You know how I feel about Vic Beasley.
All right, that's our show, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Hey, look, Coach's Corner. What do you know?
No, I'm just saying. Y'all know how I feel. I don't like Vic Beasley. Y'all know that. So, anyway.
Coach's Corner.
I'm going to have a very, very quick Coach's Corner. and this is what it is. Yes, I like the bowl game. I know we got a National Championship Bowl game coming up. And I'm very happy about that National Championship Bowl game. I just don't know why it took us 2 weeks. I don't think we should take 2 weeks. I don't think there should be that big of a delay. And I don't think, the game that's being played tonight, it needs to be played some other time.
I agree with that, yes.
And we need to have bowl season over. And, they need to be playing tonight. It would have been a better night for me than having to wait a whole nother week. And all we're going to have this week is what? No more bowl games, thank God. But now you do is just have all this hype all week long about the game, and they're gonna have Trevor Lawrence's first grade teacher. They're gonna have a whole show for her, showing you every picture he ever made. I hate this time more than any other time right now, because the lull and my dislike for basketball, which we're gonna talk about on one show, pro basketball and all that, college basketball is terrible right now. I think another top 5 team got beat by another unranked team sometime this week. I mean, basketball's a mess right now. And I am not looking forward to basketball season. But in any event, I think, my jackass of the week, let me get that before I go, is, of course, Jerry Jones down there in Texas, because they still hadn't officially decided Mike McCarthy, even though he spent the night over his house last week and all that other stuff, they still hadn't How can a man spend the night at your house and you not come out and say, look, stop all this. He is our coach. It's official. I mean, he slept in my bed last night. I mean, how can he not be, the head coach of our team? That's just crazy to me. But that's very Dallas-like, and that's the way they do things. And that's going to be Jerry Jones' legacy. Is, we never could even make a decision. A very common decision, very, very outright decision. Couldn't he make that? I mean, you brought him in and Marvin Lewis, and everybody like, I wonder is he going to take Mike McCarthy or Marvin Lewis? Come on now. Come on. Jones to the NFL right there. Take this booger right here and do that, because since you want me to, all y'all did was said I had to interview somebody. He's somebody.
He is.
Yeah, he's the littlest somebody I can find, but he's somebody. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible in my opinion. But I'm just saying, what happened to all these rumors we were hearing about Lincoln Riley and Urban Meyer and all these? I mean, and see, that's why Stephen A. hates the Dallas Cowboys. I hate the Dallas Cowboys, because ever since Jerry Jones took over, that's what it is. The Dallas Cowboys are just a fluff. It's just like it's just like, y'all ever eat Tootsie Roll Pop? You got that big old thing you got to get through, and that little Tootsie on there, but that big. I mean, that's what it is. That's a Dallas Cowboy right there. Like big old Tootsie Roll Pop. All that candy around it, but inside, just got that little old itty bit, and that's what they are. So anyway, folks, we got to get out of here.
Before we leave,
It's 9
my
o'clock.
youngest daughter's birthday. Go ahead, Carl.
Go on, it's your
Say
birthday.
hi.
Say hi. Come here. Come
on.
and get on the radio right there. Say hi to everybody. Hi. Say happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
How old are you?
5.
5 years old. Carter just turned 5 years old, so happy birthday to Carter. This is Jason's youngest daughter, but she looks just like me. Don't you? Don't you look like your Folks, we got to get out of here. We'll see y'all next week. Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip.